Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It's wonderful to be back with you this week. And we've got a number of dreams that came in through emails. And I'm going to be reading them off the emails because for some reason I'm having issues with the damn chat.
That'll look better.
Yeah, I think it would be better to do it that way. But we'll get to that. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for being on all of our channels. I want to welcome Kelly Healer here.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here, sweetheart. And Diana, who's looking really chipper these days, doing all her PT and everything. So we're happy to have her back and in full swing as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
And Aley. And Aley.
And me.
Aley. This is right. We wouldn't
SSDD. Same stuff, different day.
But we wouldn't be. Think about it. 5 years, Aley.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I have been together from the beginning.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's an accomplishment for me.
Yeah, in and of itself. Yeah, it is. It really is. And we are all extremely pleased to be able to come to you every week when we can. And of course, Teri, if you don't know, Teri's in England with her family right now. And I think she's been doing some podcasts or something over there. I've seen one. Yeah. And there's Penny. Penny's here. You're
Hey, Penny.
Your cousin. And so so we'll be happy when she's back, but we know she's spending awesome time with her. And I want you to know that if you're on Teri's channel, that's perfectly fine. That's every week I put hers up as well, so that you can just be wherever it was that you would like to be. So so hello to everybody. Ascending Universal Butterfly was here in the beginning, putting up all these wonderful ways to get in touch with us. So I want to thank you. Wisconsin Lightkeeper, you said bad storms coming through your area, tornado sirens. Oh, goodness.
Who is having this right now?
Wisconsin Lightkeeper.
Yeah.
Yep. And so let's see. I would love to sit and say it, but we got about 34 people here. And so I'm not going to go ahead and read everybody's off, but we are all glad you're here. We have several dreams that came in and a couple of dreams that were posted. And so if you have a dream and you haven't sent it in or posted it, you can do that now. I'm going to cut that off at about the half-hour mark because we try to stay on for about an hour or so and no longer. But we're really happy to have you. Yeah. So there we go. All right. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to tell you about a dream I had. I passed it by the girls and I realized that when I'm looking back, I've dreamt this, all different forms of this dream, probably 25 or 30 times. But I'm at my high school reunion. And what is wonderful is in your dream, you can pick whatever age you want to be. And I was probably 30, which was a really good age. I was all dressed in a lovely dress and high heels, which I haven't worn for years. And when I get there, I notice that all the men in my class are sitting against the wall. And you guys, if you've ever been to a junior high dance, you can't get the boys to ask the girls to dance. They all sit against the wall. So I'm seeing it and I'm seeing other women there. But the women are single that I see there. They're not with a partner. And all these, quote, boys, these men, they don't have their wives with them at this reunion. And some of their wives were people I went to school with. So they would, why would they not come without them? So I finally ask them where their wives are. And they get angry and say, please stop asking us that question. And they appear to be interested in the other women there because I'm not the only other woman in there. And in some versions, I walk to chat with them at different tables that they end up sitting at. And one particular man who is a player or was a player, real player, and a MAGA, he is a MAGA, wants me to dance with him first. And we knew each other from school, but we didn't know each other that intimately. And we had a falling out actually on Facebook. And so I took this entire dream to mean that it was all about the patriarchy. And it was about treatment of women and how women are dismissed, or the bad girls that are there by themselves. You know, we can enjoy these girls, but we don't have to take them home. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And and you know, I've kind of had a falling out with some of these people because I graduated from high school in 73. I mean, 50 something years ago. And, you know, their mindset some of them hasn't changed one whit, you know? So I just thought, I just thought it was an interesting dream. And I really I felt validated in the dream because I've cut off some of these people as Facebook friends because they're so nasty. And, it was like a cleansing. And I think that's what you said, Kelly. This is a dream where you're cleansing a bunch of stuff. So,
Yep.
I drew a card for you and your dream. And you got control room goals.
I love that. I love
it.
that. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
You know, because you have that dream come back to you so often, and maybe a little different here and a little different there, but it always comes back to you. And so I would also think, you know, this is showing you that you made the right choices to shake them back in the day. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And, you know, I remember in junior high, they didn't pay attention to any girls except for the popular girls. You know, if you weren't a popular girl, you could just sit there forever. So then the girls started dancing with each other. Always dancing. Yeah. Except for me. There was Ismael Rodriguez and of course Ernesto, once he and I started dating. And every once in a while my cousin Penny's husband would show up at a dance. And they almost didn't let him in. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you know, it was always the girls dancing. Although being in Detroit by Motown, because the school was close enough to Motown, it was Heart City, you know. And so there were a lot of guys who did dance. They just didn't dance around their peers. The machos who didn't. Yeah. But I think in all of our lives, we went through that awkward age where, you know, we felt like left out or whatever. And I don't think that ever changes. But the idea that no matter how much they tear down women's rights, we need to tear down the patriarchy because we need that even keel. You know, we need even keel. So anyway, all right. So let's see who we've got next. I'm getting feedback. Paul was waking up to the music roll out the barrel. We all remember that one. What does that mean? It's been playing all day. That's a Polish polka. It was help me out, Leah. You know what it's called. Dingus Day. Dingus Day. It's when the girls get a switch and the boys throw water on the girls and the girls get a switch and hit the boys. Okay. Same thing. Whatever that's. I don't know if you guys saw it, but when Viktor Orban was defeated and the people in the streets of Hungary were all singing in English, "We Are the Champions."
I did see it.
That's a universal song, man.
I just got goosebumps even just saying that because it's such a beautiful, and it was so beautiful. And there was one guy, he was on the stage and he's like in the cabinet and he was dancing and he was doing all this stuff.
I love that.
And so I get this song too as a celebration of something. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. And I would take a moment, Paul, and go online and look at the lyrics and see if there's a message in there. Because I pulled a card and I got remember.
Oh,
There's something in there to remember.
roll out the barrel. We'll have a barrel of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to have
I've got
some
the
fun.
blues on the run.
Uh-huh.
That's the
Okay.
next line.
That's the next line. Anyway, I love it, Paul. Thanks for sharing. And it does remind me of that things can change. Things can change as much as we don't think they will. So that's always a great thing. Yeah. All right. So we have the next one we have is Froxy. I only remember being on top of a tall, tall tree, like in a great forest, and I was at the very top holding to the branches, and there with me was a very nice gorilla. He was holding on to, and we were swaying in a light wind. I remember how beautiful the view was from up there. I could see lots of clouds and meadows, mountains, and vistas with the sun peeking through and the light shining on the water. I was not scared of the gorilla, and we were both amazed at the view. The wind swayed the tree back and forth as I leaned in and almost to the ground, but then it bent back upright. Oh, that's like a bamboo in a way, isn't it? I just remembered that the view was so beautiful and wonderful. I wasn't afraid. Then I woke up and I thought how funny it was to be with a gorilla.
Well, I got a hit already.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
This is about a past life
Mm-hmm.
when you were a member of like the clan of the Bear Cave. So this is the beginning of the human species.
Ah.
And he was probably Cro-Magnon man
Mm-hmm.
or Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But I believe that this was a dream letting you know that you have had many lifetimes in this procession of human nature
Mm-hmm.
here on Earth, and not just from star seeds, but we don't know how the human genome came to be, do we?
No.
We don't know what the hieroglyphs in Egypt with people with bird heads and all of that really means.
Mm-hmm.
So there is still plenty of possibility.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to disprove that we've descended from the apes, but
yeah,
if other animals get involved, things will change. And
Mm-hmm.
if we were maneuvered to be human, it certainly is a strong possibility. But one way or the other, I see this as a past life when you were Neanderthal or Cro-Magnon or whatever.
Okay. Wonderful. Kel?
I do feel like too that you did have a past life in a jungle. The light on the water. I kind of feel like if you've been in the fields and in the emotions, that light reflecting on the water is like it's like a clearing of emotions, and that there's better days ahead, that you've cleansed those emotions. And then with the tree bending and it didn't break, that what you've gone through to look how far you've come, you've bent, but you did not break. And
Mm-hmm.
being at the top of the tree, I feel like it's your crown, your third eye opening, and I got third eye activation, inner vision, clear seeing.
Wow.
Well, I got two cards. It says jump in. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. But reality is it's that third eye you were just talking about.
Yeah.
And the other card was Star Keeper.
Mm. Okay.
So
yeah. I love that. And I got closure. And I feel as though it's something that every lifetime gives us the lesson back when we're on the other side. And sometimes we're not aware of what that lesson was unless we go into some kind of a trance or whatever. But it seems to me it was like looking back at something, and recognizing also that this gorilla doesn't have to be mean or mean-spirited or going to hurt you or whatever, that you can both enjoy the view together. So I also get the feeling that it is oneness with all, between the earth, the light, the beauty, the water, the gorilla. It's all comes together for you and gives you some kind of closure. And right now we need closure in so many other things, that this was just reminding you what will happen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I love that.
And
Yeah.
it also, with that card, could be, this is the last time you have to come back to the earth.
Maybe.
Cool.
Maybe. Yeah, absolutely. It's always your choice.
Right.
But, yeah, that's awesome. So I hope that you enjoyed that, my dear Roxy. All right.
Cool dream.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I just ordered a Bigfoot t-shirt for the summer.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to read Suzanne's. It says that in her dream, and Suzanne is also known as Wisconsin Lighthouse Keeper. So she has given us very many beautiful pictures of the moon over the past in the show. So in my dream, a friend and I were going to college. We moved into a very open house with no privacy. People saw stuff they liked and just took it from us. We decided it was too dangerous to live there. When I woke up, I thought going away to college can be an exciting time, but filled with new experiences that may be scary to face. Next, I was going to work in the downtown area of the city. Usually parking is difficult to find. This time I easily found parking in a large open parking lot. I was surprised. Next, I was giving a lighthouse tour on Lake Superior, helping others see the lights out of the middle of the lake. I realized that all night long I was dreaming about different times in my life. Oh, I love that. Every time I woke up, it was a different part. Some experiences were a bit scary, some were difficult, some frustrating or annoying, and some enjoyable. I was given this message. Many of the people that you have met during your life, you actually know. You are on a spiritual journey. I said, I don't recall some of these people I'm seeing in my dreams. I'm not sure I understand this. Then I was told again, you are on a spiritual journey. Many of the people that you have met along the way, you have actually known before. And that's when I thought, oh, such as I knew their souls. Then I woke back up and the clock said 10:10. I love that. The detail in that is wonderful, Suzanne.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That 6 degrees of separation. And the truth is in the Akash, when we meet people, we have had past lives with them before. Distant. It could be, a friend instead of a family member, or you're the parent and they're the child, vice versa. So for you, I've got the 3 of Wands, but in this deck, here's your cityscape, right? There's the boat over on Lake Superior. Then at the bottom of the deck was the Hermit. There's your lighthouse. Don't necessarily look at these things. It's just telling you, you are not alone. We have all been here before, as the song goes. And these braids are like showing you how many times you have had this experience. We're all waking up to this right now. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little of the brain fog starting to show up. So I'm stuttering and stumbling. But I do believe that this was also another indication of how many lifetimes you've had on this earth and how many people you really do.
Yep. Yeah, that's beautiful. Kelly?
I get that you are really here to help people find their light, because you kind of mirroring the lighthouse yourself, you know, being a light keeper.
Yeah.
I get that that's part of your spiritual journey. 10-10 typically means alignment, and so that you're in alignment with the spiritual path.
Yeah.
And then I wrote down your experiences and people that you've encountered aren't random, that they've shaped you into who you are today, and that you're helping people navigate on their journeys. And then I got forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader that you wish you had.
Yeah. Ooh, I love that.
That's the other, that's not the Starseed deck, right? That's the other deck she has out. Rebecca?
Yeah, this is Rebecca's.
Mm-hmm.
What's that deck called? I've been wanting to get it and I can never remember it.
You know what? I think the box is in my cabinet, and so
Okay.
I'll look after the show, and then I'll text you the
Okay.
name of it, because I
Sounds
don't.
good.
So I want to bring up the wide open spaces, because she mentioned in the beginning that they were in a house that was wide open, and people kept taking their stuff because they could see it. And it was like, well, if it's available, we're just going to take what we want. So she left that location because, you know, it was nice, but she didn't want to have people coming in and taking things away from her. Then she was working downtown, and she's in a parking lot, in a large open parking lot. And so there's the second large opening. Open spaces. And then she's on a lighthouse tour, and she's showing people the lights out in the middle of the lake, which are away from and are in a wide open space. So I feel like, yes, it was a life tour. And yes, she was reviewing those things and realizing that every bit of what she was seeing was something she had done in either in a past life or the people that she went with. But they're also wanting to remind her that when we start a life, no matter what it is, it's wide open for possibility.
I love that.
And sometimes we quash it because we're frightened by it. Like if you're in college and you're living in this big place and there's nowhere, and people can see all your stuff. Oh, I don't want people to see all my stuff. I don't want to be in this wide open, vulnerable. And then she's downtown in an open parking lot, which she doesn't say she's afraid of, but it's an open space. And it's like, you know, there's no barrier. And the same with the lighthouse. So I get observe, and that makes perfect sense, because you were observing everything that was being said. But to me, that wide open space really spoke to me. And, you know, there's lots of other things in there that could probably be also digested. Yeah.
That's a loaded dream for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And both of those cards from my deck had those wide open spaces as well.
Yes, they do. Yes. And Ascending Butterfly says, Diana, the deck is called the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell.
That's the one I have, but I think Kelly's got another one. There's
a different one. Oh, okay.
That's the one that I'm looking for, is the one that has.
All right. So Suzanne, I hope that helps. I love the message that you got, and it's so universal a message. It was a perfect dream to share with all of us, and it's wonderful. It was wonderful.
I'd like to add a little something for all of us right now. There's a video floating around on YouTube, and it is what Dolores Cannon has to say for us baby boomers from 1945. If you were born from 45 to 65, what is going on for this generation, for the hippie generation, the baby boomer generation? So I watched it, and it's pretty holding true to the things that Dolores Cannon has said, though it sounds like it's an AI voice in the background, but it's on the up and up. It's a decent thing. So if you are of that generation and you're wondering, give it a listen.
It's good. The other thing I do want to say, though, is that a lot of people cannot identify as much with the boomers. And there is a shorter, there is a cutoff, so to speak, with 1954 to 1965, which is called Generation Jones.
Yeah.
And that's what I identify with more. But
see, and that correct.
Yeah.
And really it does need to be split, because one is the affluence of the end of the war, and one right at the beginning when everybody's struggling to get themselves back together and live with what they saw or did or had to do.
Thank you. All right, so our next dream is from Debbie at 3 Shifting Veils. And she wanted to include this with her dream. If you don't know, Debbie, she's a belly dancer. That's what 3 Shifting Veils means. And she used to work at Busch Gardens being a belly dancer. So this is a Busch Gardens. It looks like a wall hanging or something. So I just wanted to put that up. Yeah. All right.
But this was her dream.
Yeah, this is her dream. I was lost in a crowd looking for my family. While everyone was going and doing what they needed to do, I stopped and I looked up. Instead of stars, I saw galaxies swirling around and moving across the sky. I felt something hopping on my heart and then jumping on my throat and back to my heart. It felt real. I didn't scream. I'm proud that I just jumped up and turned on the lights. Found nothing but a judgmental cat looking at me. I realized that if anything had been on me, Mew would have been going after it. So it felt so real. When my grandson woke up, he pointed to the design on my t-shirt, and it was a frog.
I just love it.
That's so cool.
Okay. Yeah.
All paths lead home.
All paths. Yes. I love it, Debbie. Yeah. Wow. Kel?
I get, frogs being transformation, frogs being good luck. Being lost in a crowd, Debbie, I can feel for you with those dreams, because I have those dreams of being lost in a crowd or parking lot all the time. And sometimes that can, sometimes we dream that when we are feeling overwhelmed. And so that could be part of it. But what I feel like the frog jumping on your heart and throat, I feel like it was an activation of your throat chakra and your heart chakra. It was an activation and expansion. And I really feel like this was almost like a sign where you could use this imagery to the frog and the tapping, to open your chakras, from here on out. I pulled 2 cards and I got revisit, that you were revisiting, and that it was like an awakening, that this is something that you can use to tap, and you can visualize the frog, tapping and opening.
I love that. That's great.
I do too. So the fact that it bounces between your throat and your heart, throat and your heart, throat and your heart. And remember that between your throat chakra and your heart chakra is another one, the thymus chakra. We just don't talk about it. And it's like a turquoisey color. And I think that it's reminding you of listening to your heart, speaking your truth, but going back and forth, because sometimes it's almost like the 3D or the 5D. You have to kind of go back and forth, because you can't speak to people in the same way from your heart as you can from your voice in certain circumstances. I don't know. I get release. So this was a dream of release, I believe. Yeah,
definitely. Speaking your truth is all paths leading home, right?
Yeah,
because you're true to yourself, right? Yeah, I think great read.
Expressing your emotions. Yes, Linda B. Yeah. Yep. I really love that. And I love that your grandson said, look at your shirt.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Because the
When I
little
was
ones know
reading
everything.
it, when you
Yeah.
sent it to us and I was reading it, I was like,
Uh-huh.
there's got to be a frog in here somewhere. And then
Somewhere.
at the end of it all, there's a picture.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. All righty. Well, thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
Jax, I hope you're doing pretty good today. Been thinking about you. All right. So the next dream that we have this evening is from Janie and was sent to Diana. And I hope she's still here. So she says her significant other is in Florida visiting. And he brought up that my watch cat walked into his dream. My watch cat, walked into his dream. She walked right up, sat and stared at him, and he had become lucid by then. Her son, he is the per therapy cat, stayed at the edge of the dream, but Eco stayed put. He told her hi and that all was well, and then he woke up. He knew exactly who this black cat was and that she had come on purpose. Since he's in North Carolina with me, she had to do a bit of astro work, but this was new for him. Is this common? Are we missing a message, or was she just being nosy? Thanks, Jane. So it reminds me of when you feel a jump on the bed, or you feel like something's leaning against you, but there's nothing there, that this was crossing over and she wanted to check on him and make sure that he was okay since you weren't there. The sun sitting not right in the dream, but on the edge of the dream is fascinating as well. So I feel as though the cat is also including her progeny and training it to be that mystical kitty cat that she is. I think this was a request. It says a request for him to pay attention. And the fact that he did, the kitty cat knows that he has some mysticism in his life too, because he was the one that experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like it's his guardian. You know, it's almost like a guide, and I think this is it validates that even when we travel, you know, our guardians, whether they're cats, angels, you know, beings, ancestors, whatever, follow us there. And this, I mean, what a beautiful dream to be able to witness and see it and remember and have that encounter. I got gratitude that there's so much gratitude from both, from the kitty and from him too, that this was something really special.
Yeah.
And I got the cat is a guardian, that she had foreseen something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that she wanted to make sure that he was aware of it. So she was possibly aware of something that was going on outside of the hotel that he's staying in, or wherever it is that he's staying. And she wanted him to awaken.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing for you to do right now, and I just grabbed this, it just happened to be the next card, is write it down. Keep track of these things, because as time goes by, he's going to become more aware of it, your significant other. And so is the cat. So the cat's going to have more and more of these types of journeys, or even more things like this coming at home when he's back with you.
Yeah. Wow. I think it's really a great, you know, it also shows, I feel like it shows the connection between you and him. that connect, you're
good.
you're connected through this mystical experience. So
Yeah, very good.
thank you. Thank you. I hope that helped you. All right. So we have Bernadette. I had a vision of me being in someone's house that I know and watching them. Their mom was in the house. Help to understand it. Okay.
Yeah, the house, you typically, that's your comfort, your place of comfort and protection. But she was in somebody else's house that she was watching them. Their mom was in the house.
So this isn't Bernadette, somebody that you know. It was just somebody that you were in a random house, but you knew that the mother was there as well. Can you tell us that?
Yeah.
Someone's house. I think she just didn't want to tell us who it was or give the person's name.
It might be possible, but it might be that she didn't know whose house she was in.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to tell us who it is if it's someone but does she know this person or not? That's all I'm asking. Yeah.
We need moderators for 436 at 436.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and okay, so you didn't hear them talking or anything. I got the King of Cups on this. And okay, so there's some sort of a mutual respect going on. But it's hard to understand even at this end for me, because the next card I got was the Nine of Wands, which is usually about regrets, mistakes, things that we need to do. It's over. Was something coming to an end? If the mom was in the house, is this a signal that the mom is getting close to passing over?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Aley.
No, I was just putting up that Debbie said you're being supervised while observing someone else's life.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea.
I do.
Yeah.
I pulled from the Whispers of Why, that deck that you have, Aley, that I just got. I pulled a couple cards and it says, because you're being guided towards something brighter to open here. You're being guided because you're being guided towards something brighter to open doors that you haven't seen yet.
Okay. So Debbie, Bernadette, we were asking you, do you know, you don't have to tell us who it is. Do you know this person, or is this somebody that it was a person? It was somebody you didn't know. That's the question. All right. Yeah. We're doing yours right now. Yeah. You know them. Okay. That's fine. So you know them and their mother. All right. So, I get purpose. Purpose. There was a purpose for this, perhaps the idea that we never really know who's watching. And if there are things that we love our parents and we love our mother and so on and so forth, but there are some things I wouldn't want her observing, especially when I was younger, whereas now I know she observes everything because she's in the higher realms. But and I'm getting a sense that that do in private what you should do in public as well, because you're always being observed.
What the nuns used to tell us,
Oh,
that God can see everything, and your
Okay.
guardian angel will tell him in case he misses.
ah, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very interesting. So
And
yeah,
how old is the mom? Is there a sickness? Is there?
she didn't know the mom, she said.
Oh,
She just knew in her dream that this was this person's mom, but she did know the person that the house
Okay.
she was at. Yeah.
Okay. So
So
I would still think of this as being some sort of a premonition about the mom, a premonition of some sort about the mom,
could be. That could be.
or she's coming to visit. It could be something very simple.
Her mom was living with her. Okay.
Oh, okay. In the dream, or she does.
Oh,
She was
I
living
don't
with
think.
the dream,
Yeah.
so that could be something. The mom
Yeah.
might need help.
Mhm.
They may have to co-live.
Remember, everybody, if you get a chance to tell us what you were feeling about it,
Yeah.
that is very important for, you're the one who knows anyway. We're just helping out here.
Yeah.
But, did you feel uncomfortable with watching this thing? Did you feel comfortable? Did it make you surprised? Yeah, all of those things. So if you can remember that when you're telling us, that is actually really important information that can help us. Yeah. Tornado warning, Jen. Okay. Be careful. Be careful.
Yeah.
I was watching the person I know was worried and stressed. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And yes, Debbie Brady's right. The feeling state is the most important aspect. Yes. We're kind of sometimes shooting a gun into a barrel here. Okay. And we're going to offer what we can offer, but really, you know the truth. You do. You don't think you do, but you do. So sometimes it resonates what we say, and sometimes it's like, no, that doesn't, but your feeling is one of the most important factors of your dream, because you may be terrified of dogs and you're dreaming of this dog and you have to get by the dog to do something. But we may think, oh, well, how wonderful. That would be a nice little adventure with an animal. But that isn't what you feel about it. So that's going to be important. Yeah.
I do like what Annie said. She could have been remote viewing, because I've done that. I've gone into other people's houses at night and remote viewed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Linda, it reminds you when you cleaned houses and you could see the people as they were living their lives when I wasn't there. I had no idea. I knew them, and yeah, I can imagine. You go into somebody's house and there's tons of information around you. And I don't mean like, you're rifling through their paperwork or anything, but it's like how they live tells you a huge, huge story. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Bernadette. We have shining love, light, truth. I was meditating. I was in the cosmos off and on when I saw a translucent oval Hephies. I don't know what that means. All right. I then saw many golden rays. Then I began crying. Love I have never felt from an archangel. Okay.
I pulled a card and I got Stellar Gateway Activation, and it says Infinite Potential Manifestation Vortex. And so, and if you got that golden ray or arch right there. I feel like it was a huge activation for you shining, and your angels. You're working hand in hand with your archangels.
There was an oval head. I'm sorry. She told me it was an oval head and oval eyes. Isn't that ET?
Yeah.
Yes, it's more, like this.
Yeah. ET phone home.
Yeah.
Or some small grays.
Yeah, it could be.
We are the Hathors.
Okay.
How
Wow.
about that one? And
Yeah.
though it's not an oval shape, he does have oval ears that protrude, and the eyes are definitely oval in the Hathors.
Mhm.
Anyways, it says, we are the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal.
Oh, it was an opalescent face. Opalescent face, clear. Wow.
Awesome.
That does, and we got 44 people in here.
Wow.
Angel number.
And I have to, Shining, I wish I knew when you had this, because I had a vision a few nights ago where I know that Uriel showed himself to me for the first time. And he's one of my archangel guides. And everything was so golden about him.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was that beautiful, shimmering plasma type awesomeness.
Awesome.
So I love it when you can see
Yeah.
and feel the love of an archangel. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I get synchronicity.
Awesome.
Yep. You were at
And
the
look
right
at
place.
on your card, Aley, that looks like a portal too. So I mean,
It
we
does.
got portal
does.
vortexes. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
You were there at the right place at the right time in that meditation for them to show you that. That's beautiful. All right. So we have, I hope I get this in order, Kat, because I kind of saw something late and then I backed up and tried to get the rest of it. You've got a hunk of property in the wilderness that has a rock foundation on it. It is pre-1850 Chinese gold mine that lives out there in Mine the Love Creek. So they either ran out of, oh boy, I don't know.
And it is
The
from
hill,
50 China coal.
or they were killed there right in the middle of the night. So we spent the night out there, and I don't have nightmares, but I had this terrible dream about being chased by men on horseback with torches down the hill. I woke up in a cold sweat and told my husband about the dream. At that point, he told me he had an identical dream 1 week before when we were sleeping out there. I think this reminds me of something you told us about before, but we've been out there to clear the land. There's bad energy.
Is this in California? Where is the land? Is it California? Because that could be the gold rush days. Is that supposed to be gold? They were mining for gold or mining for coal?
Huh? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're definitely both picking up the energy of the area, the land, the ground, the house. I mean, and for both of them to have that same dream, I mean, that's really powerful. And I hate to tell you, Kat, there's sometimes you can have the land, the house cleared, but if it's so powerful, you can maybe ease it up a little bit, but sometimes there's just not a lot you can do.
I would put a gold lucky cat, a gold Chinese lucky cat.
That's a great idea.
You know, Miss Kitty.
Yes.
You walk into a Chinese restaurant and you pull the hand down.
Mm-hmm.
I would I would try to seek out one that is gold for them to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's those gold Chinese coins, those lucky coins.
Yes.
You could put some of those on the land.
And I don't know if the banks still do it, but for Chinese New Year, you can get bank envelopes. I bet you could get them on Amazon. I got higher love. That would be a symbol to them. And look how gold everything is on this card. So it would be a symbol for them that you want to do them no harm, that you want to clear for them, the energy for them to cross. The energy.
I got there was a massacre. There was just a massacre there.
You know it because look what happened to the Native Americans, and it happened the same thing for the Chinese. So I would definitely
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
That's okay.
That's
You
okay.
don't have to
Yeah.
put it where any
Mhm.
stranger's going to find it. You can put it where you know where it is,
Okay.
and go along with that, hiding it like they're mining for it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so that it's their treasure.
Okay. There was a massacre there, same time period, same area. It's just all of the energy of that horrendous activity
Yeah.
has kept them earthbound. So I do like what Debbie Brady says, put a coin in the mouth of the cat for good luck.
That's
You
right.
can do that too. Yeah. Yes. Yep.
And
Wow.
those
No, you are
coins.
really, yeah, you're really picking them up. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kel.
Oh gosh, no. I'm sorry. You can get those on Amazon. They're good luck.
Yeah.
Chinese coins, and
Well-
and they're not very expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can get a whole bunch of them at craft supply places too, because the I
Mhm.
Ching coin has a hole in them, that square hole in the middle.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. Wow. I remember you brought a dream or a vision or something from this before, and you and your husband are, wow, you're very sensitive. You've been called to clear that area, is what I feel. But
Mhm.
you're right. It could not be able to be cleared. If
That's right.
it's very possible.
But you have protection.
Mhm. Yeah. Wow.
And giving them a gift
Uh-huh. Wonderful.
will help for them to know.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, dear. Jax, I had a dream and I didn't figure out why I saw it until later, weeks later. I have a small bathroom and I walk in and I see Prince Andrew. I'm in a tilted chair. I'm like, why?
Well, bathrooms are release.
Release. Yeah. Yeah. He has been completely released by his family. There is no one that is with him. He is in abject misery, and as well he should be. But
And you can also look at it as like Prince Andrew. I mean, his life has gone down the toilet, since
it
they
has
Mhm.
released. Yeah.
Oh
Release.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you think your problems are astronomical, then you see Prince Andrew in the bathroom, and you know your problems are solvable.
Mhm.
Right. So I got the card soul,
Mhm.
and bathrooms are portals. The other card that was at the bottom is reframe, but look at what is that house
Mm.
is here in the mirror.
Mhm. Yep. A maelstrom. It reminds me of Oz.
Yes, right?
right.
And as women, we can all relate to certain things that have gone on in the past, that go on, or that we've been subject to our own selves. He's not there to get you.
Mhm.
And I think maybe this was a help for you, for something that is bothering you from your past.
Yeah.
Even
Could
if
be.
it's from another lifetime.
Mhm. Yeah, very true.
For you
And
to release.
we're getting also news releases of a lot of people that have notoriety. Obviously, yesterday with Swalwell and Gonzalez, and there are others. It's just, this is going to happen over and over, and it's all about not only our personal release but the collective release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Jax. All right. Gary from Grace. My father came in a dream. He was wearing white clothes, but no message.
Well, he's on the other side going to other side school. He doesn't have to do the earth thing.
So he didn't have like a red thing around over his white outfit. Sorry, couldn't help but say that after yesterday with
Oh,
the orange man trying to be JC.
Right.
thinking he was a Red Cross doctor. Yeah,
I
right.
get record or record, and I just think he wanted to say hello. He just wanted
Yeah.
to let you know that he was around. Yeah.
Mhm.
Kelly?
I think so too. And the white, I feel, white is kind of a purity. And so almost like a symbolism that, he's good. He's good, I'm safe. But I also feel like he checks in on you a lot and can, call on him for guidance and whatnot. And I got trust.
Mm.
Trust that that was him. He was
Mhm.
there paying you a visit and
A
checking
visit. Yep.
in.
And I got balance.
TikTok, right?
Yep.
And
So make
maybe
sure the dust bunnies are out of the
Yeah,
corners for you.
that's right. But balance your own life, because we all end up in the white, hopefully in the white outfit coming to visit somebody, Yeah. Yeah. All right. Christina, then we have Simran, then we have Amy Elizabeth, and that's all we're going to be able to do today, but thank you. Okay. So I live in a very dense tree. It is as big as a multi-layered city. I'm in a lower dark level, always trying to climb through thorns and bad things. Can you help me understand?
This, repeating this, oh my gosh, this is like the first dream we talked about with her being in the tree, the gorilla. Again, I see this as, your begin. Uh-oh, little man's awake. I see this as one of your beginning lifetimes, and that you're seeing how long you have, how many lifetimes you have had. Multi-layered city.
Don't you think that the lower density level and climbing through thorns to get to a higher level is almost like, we are going to go through some thorns and we're going to go through some bad things, but eventually we will level up. And the multi-layered city is telling us that there's a place for us to go to and not just remain down here in the density.
And the cards that go with what I was seeing and what you're saying is, first of all, we have the Four of Pentacles. Now it's restriction. And look, it's like the house is only in her clothing, or she's hanging on to everything so tightly. And then the other card on the bottom of the deck was the World. So it is you trying to get to that higher ascension.
Yeah. I agree with you, Diana and Aley. I feel like it's almost a mirror of what we go through. I mean, we're here at Earth School, and that's what we came here to go through challenges and hardships, but it's what we make of it, and we're always trying to level up and work through it. I got baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense.
I really like that. It's something you've had since childhood, because I think this dream can change if you recognize this dream and you can see that you have gotten through a lot of the thorns and the bad things, and you're at a higher level now, and that it's only you holding yourself back in this lower density, because we all have that opportunity to grow. And so they're telling you to flow with these things, flow with the changes that come, flow with the good, bad, and the ugly. And because something isn't always bad and something isn't always good, and something isn't always in the middle. It all is flux. It's all flux and flow. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Simran wonders, why do I always feel deep pain when I see my twin flame in my dream? We are not in contact. That's why.
That's why.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
I got forgive, that there's some forgiveness that needs to be done done there. And sometimes it can be for the other person, Simran, but sometimes it can also be, the things that we need to forgive. We have to forgive ourselves. And so, look at that and see if there's something either that you need to forgive yourself or your twin flame on.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could help.
There's a release that needs to be done. There you go. Yeah.
How many times today you've gotten that card?
I know.
It's huge.
What is it you regret? What is it that you regret? And then at the bottom of the deck, surrender that. Have no regret. Twin flames, we're not necessarily supposed to meet them. No.
True.
We know they exist, but we're not necessarily.
They're not always in every lifetime.
That's right. Absolutely. They have agendas also, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely. I hope that helps, Simran. Yeah. Amy Elizabeth, my daughter always asks me what her cat Violet wants. I ask her and she tells me, and I tell my daughter. My daughter had a dream last night that I told her that Violet wants to be called Vivi instead of Violet. Vivi is a nickname. We do call her. She said she prefers Vivi of just V. Well, Amy, she's communicating with the cat now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I would honor her wishes.
Yeah.
receive the message.
That's right.
Send me fish. Send
She
me
immersed
fish.
herself. She immersed herself in the story. So she is becoming more like you. She's tuning into her psychic intuition.
Yeah.
And I got purpose, that there was a purpose. She definitely wants to be called Vivi.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's beautiful.
Have you awakened yet? This was at the bottom of the deck. Have you awakened yet? I want to be called Vivi.
Yeah. And that's fine. They also tell us, they'd like it if you gave them colder water because their water bowl doesn't get changed enough. And they would love to have colder water, especially on those hot days. They tell us things like that.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be surprised if she starts telling you, well, Vivi didn't like it when you gave her this kind of food, and blah, 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 whatever. But yeah,
I love that.
It's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So there was just a question here. How can we remember our dreams from Kat? And she only remembers the gnarly ones. You remember the ones that hold the most important message, I would say, than others. But you can get used to this. You can start by having intention that you will remember your dreams and writing them down before you get up in the morning, even if they're little bits and pieces. And I can't tell you how many people here began not remembering one single dream and are already coming in with dreams. So it's intention. Ladies?
Totally. It totally is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, lately, y'all know I've had surgery. So lately I'm having I am having the dreams and I know it. But that brain fog is still in there. And so the minute I go to write it down or draw a picture, it's gone.
Yeah.
Except for Al the other day. So it's starting to clear. It is definitely starting to clear. Hooray, hooray.
You're good.
And she can ask her spirit team to to help her to remember just not the gnarly dreams but the good ones too, and that you would like just as much to remember the good ones as the icky ones. And you can even tell them, I'd prefer maybe not to know so many icky ones, and they'll definitely work with you.
Yeah, that's true. Or give me a break tonight. I want to remember something really good.
Yes. Well, I do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right, everybody. Thank you for spending your evening, your hour with us and bringing us some
Yes.
fascinating dreams. And Diana, thank you. Kelly, thank you.
Thank
And
you, Aley.
moderators, yeah, thanks for stepping up when we needed you, moderators. We love
Yes.
you dearly and we appreciate you more. So how about that?
Awesome.
Anyway, everybody have sweet dreams tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.